Hey everybody, my name is Casey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are outside of Molly's Happy Home Paradise home and we are going to be giving her the farmhouse of her dreams. So this is the area on the map that I had picked for Molly, but let's go ahead and begin designing. So I wanted to make a farm build for Molly because obviously we have the new crop items and I haven't really been able to incorporate those yet into builds, and so that is why I chose to do that theme for her. And here I'm just picking an exterior for her house, so I want to stick with like orange and tans and whites for the color scheme, and then I'm going to just go in and start to figure out the tree placements for her. And I know I want to incorporate some orange trees as well to kind of bring out the orange color in her roof, so I will let you all watch me design for a little bit and then I will stop back in and let you know what I am working on. So for this build, I'm trying to kind of work from the outer edges inward. So I place down the windmill, the stacked barrels, and then I'm going to place down some of these simple panels, and then I will go ahead and customize them. I'm going to do the simple panels on each side, and then I'm going to use this kind of like brick window looking customization for the simple panels. I just really like this, and I think the color scheme will fit in nicely with her yard. I also just want to say really quickly, if my voice sounds a little different, it is because I have a bit of a cold. I am feeling better, but I wanted to get this video out for you guys, so just kind of bear with me in my little sick voice here. But anyways, now I'm just placing down some of the wheat field items. This item is one of my favorites to go ahead and fill in kind of awkward spaces, and it's also perfect when you're thinking of, like, when I think of a farm area, I definitely think of wheat fields. So I'm just adding that in, and then I'm actually adding some picked wheat on top of those barrels back there. So now I'm going to go in and place some flowers down, so I will let you all watch me do that for a little bit. So I just placed down that counter table. I'm kind of thinking on the right side of her house, I'll have the farm area, and then over on the left side here, I'm going to have a little kind of like seating or eating area for Molly. So kind of like it can be from like, what's it called, like farm to table, that type of like vibe. So I'm going to just place down some of these vintage stools here, and that will be right in front of the counter table. So whenever Molly is done with her little farming chores for the day, she can just stop over to that little table and enjoy the fruits of her labor. So now I'm going to go ahead and pick out a drink here, and then I want to go ahead and put down the little like veggie basket, and I just think that looks really cute, and the colors fit nicely with the whole color scheme that I'm kind of going for here. And right here, I'm just laying down some of the in-game pathing, and then I'm going to go ahead and use the light dirt right in front of her house, and then I'm going to actually go ahead and cover that with another pathing, but I'm using this dark dirt back here. That's where I'm going to actually plant the crops. So I'm going to use the tomatoes, the sugarcane, and the carrots. So I'm just playing around with the placement of it. I like how the three tomato plants look. They just look so perfect, so I'm going to keep it at that stage, and then I'm going to place the carrots in front of that, so it's kind of going by like height variant. So I'll let you all watch me build this little farm area over here, and then I will stop back in. So now what I'm going going to do is customize the scooter in green. I just think that's a really cute item and I really love the green customization of it. And then I'm also going to play around with some different trees and the heights of the trees. I think stunted trees can really add so much to an area that you're working on, so I'm definitely going to be playing around with those a lot in this build. And then I'm going to right now figure out how I'm going to lay out the rest of this pathing. So I decided to use this brick pathing right here. I think it fits nicely in this area and it kind of goes with the rest of the color scheme. So it can be kind of tricky if you're doing multiple different types of pathing in the same area. So right here I'm just trying to move stuff around and seeing what I can make work. If that's something that you struggle with, kind of figuring out how to use different codes, just play around with it. And my biggest tip would be to try and stick within the same color like scheme or color palette. Like here I'm using a lot of neutrals, so that's how I'm able to make like the dark dirt work, the light dirt, and then the brick pathing work. And then now what I'm going to do is just try and figure out the flower placement for the rest of her yard and what bushes I want to use. So I do decide to use the white cosmos and orange hyacinths. I just think those two look nice together. And then right here, I'm going to just lay down this arch tile code in the center here. I think that looks nice right in front of Molly's little yard. And then I want to go ahead and use some of this wooden fencing, customized in that kind of like orange or darker brown color. And then for this little cliffside here, I'm going to fill it in with some bushes and flowers on that like second level. So I'm actually going to alternate using bushes and fencing. This is something that I do a lot on my own island, and I just feel like for this kind of awkward amount of space, it's a good way to fill it. You can also use the new vine items and put that on the cliff if you don't want to use a bush or fencing. And then for the little area by Nico, I'm just laying down some more brick pathing, and I put a little orange tree down there. I just think that it looks really cute. And then I'm going to fill in the rest of the area with some more of these flowers. So we are approaching the end of the build here. I just have a couple more spaces that I want to fill in. It's typically around this point when I have like the smallest little areas to work on that I struggle finding the proper items for. So here I'm just going to grab a couple of different items on what I think could be good to use to fill the rest of the space that I have. And so I'll let you all watch me play around with some different items, and then I will come back in near the end of the video. So I have some log stakes that I want to incorporate, so I'm just moving around the scooter and placing them behind it. And then I have this log bench that I'm going to customize in the white wood customization. And then I just grabbed some other little smaller filler items like the garden faucet. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and use a stunted tree right here. And this is the area that I was just talking about, how it can be tricky to fill in these kind of smaller or more awkward spaces. I just struggle with these areas a bit more is because of the height differences. Like I don't want to have some of the items in front be covering the farm area behind it. So here I'm just going to play around with the placement a little bit longer, alternating the flowers and items and see if I can make any of that work. So I'm kind of just wrapping this area up. I think one thing that I really want to try and work on is being okay with there being little empty patches of grass in my builds. Like right here you can see me playing around with different custom designs where this little bunny is and moving and removing flowers, and I think that's because I just feel like every area needs to be full or have a custom design on it, and I think it's okay if it doesn't. So that's one thing I definitely want to try and work on in my future builds. I do think this area does come together quite nicely. It's just a matter of playing around with different items. I do like having that butterfly model there, and then I just have a little dropped beehive right there. I think that looks cute. And now I'm going to just change the time of day, and then we will go ahead and take one final look at it and then let Molly know that her little farmhouse is complete. So I will go ahead and show you Molly's reaction to it. I was going to change the name, but I'm going to just leave it for now because I'm really bad at thinking of names. But here we are, Molly's first view at her new farmhouse. So I'm quite pleased with how it came out. I think Molly looks so adorable from this like overhead view. I had to snap a little picture, and she even has her own little juice. Maybe she's not a huge fan of carrot juice, but look at her. Her little wave is so adorable. But I decided to set this in spring for the season. I tested out summer, but I thought it was too dark, and I think Molly is quite happy with it. So if you are looking to build a farm area on your island or on the Happy Home Paradise Island, I hope that this is able to help inspire you. I'm not sure, I could possibly incorporate this build into my island. I think that's a positive about having the expansion pack, is that you're able to play around with designs before doing it on your own island. And if it doesn't fit with your theme on your island, you know, it's nice to have it on the Happy Home Paradise Island because you don't have to tear it all down. But as I was saying, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you would like to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. But other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you in the next one. Bye.